Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020 Career Mode episode 131. We're at La Vuelta. We're wrapping up the first week, stage number 7. And it's a pure sprint stage as we wrap this week up. Alaphilippe right now has big advantage in the points classification, though we do sit second and fourth. So there's still a tiny chance that we could be in for that competition. But we'll see how things go. Alaphilippe right now is looking untouchable. But these pure sprint stages like today could make a difference. 22k to go. The Peloton split just 60 now, and it comes back together. It's yo-yoing. The small break that's been away all day is down to their last 40 seconds, so they'll be caught quite soon. A little bit of undulation on this one. It is definitely not flat into the finish. Let's see, that's a decent hill that we went over there. 17k to go. We're going to line things up and get on the move here quite soon.
The riders are entering the last 15
Actually,
kilometers of the
there's
stage.
your finish line with the slight downhill. It's the same hill, apparently. Couple left-handers just before the finish, just before the 1k to go. So you could actually get a little bit of an advantage going a little earlier through there. So we'll see what we can do with that. Gazzoli on a +3. 77.82 is good. It's definitely good, but Rajkovic is the fastest. That 81 acceleration for Wykankis, if he goes last moment, that actually could work out to his advantage as another contender and also somebody who's involved in the points classification. Which means if we eliminate him, there's your lead out riders. Not sure why Moreau is so far back. 15k, we're okay with Jorgensen being a little ways back here. We'll get forward quick enough. More space to this side though. Oh, come on, Jorgensen. There you go. Bugs me how easy it is to go backwards, but how difficult it is to go forward.
That's the end of the breakaway. The pack gave them no chance. Well,
Right,
we can see
Jorgensen
that the pack
finds
is
his way
increasing the pace.
through,
It's going to be
nearly
the breakaway
clear,
now.
and he's bringing most of the team with him. 10k to
10
go.
kilometers
Oh,
remaining.
huge block. Ease off, ease off, ease off. Moreau just got swallowed.
The sprinters are
8.6k.
positioning themselves up front.
As soon as
It'll
Moreau
probably
gets
be a
back
mass
up here,
sprint finish.
I really turn up the tempo. Okay, inside 6k, that's gel time for everyone. 5k to go. Good timing for Smith to come to the front because this is that uphill section. Right through there. Onto Germain, 4k to go. Another chance to get a little bit of an advantage. $3k to go. There's these left-handers, and we almost had the advantage, but we do come out of it with the advantage. Rajkovic, Wykankis, come on, come on, come on. Tunison is just a little too fast. Oh, second place. Rajkovic gets fourth. Rainsford, Duel, the other top sprinters here. A little off the pace, so we did set it up well. But Tunison, Jumbo-Visma, had the prime position. We were in the secondary position and it ended up showing in the result. They took the inside line heading into that corner, and even though we were pushing, they came a lot faster. Again, as good as we've gotten, we're still the team that was last into the World Tour. And even though I bring the right riders to the races, we're not the strongest. We're definitely not the strongest. So, winning the Tour de France, suddenly you kind of get the feeling that, oh, we should just win everything now. We could do that, but we're not at that point yet. We're still a couple seasons away, I think, from maybe being at that point, and maybe longer. But as for the points, that is certainly going to look good there. We closed down Alaphilippe quite a bit, 36 points behind now. Reykjavik moves up to third. Tunisian moves up to sixth. Gazzoli seventh. Those guys are pretty much out of it, but that points classification could be a thing. Big climbing stages, big punchy stages to come. We'll see. Wykankis, I think, has that better chance, being both sprint capable and punchy. We're on to stage number 9. Punchy finish on this one. Very steep at the finish line. Alaphilippe is absolutely a favorite for that. And more than that, he has changed his perspective, his profile entirely. And we're thinking a recent Tour de France performance might be an example for what's going on here. In that, well, he is, excuse me, he is looking very, very likely to contend for the GC, because he leads right now by a minute and a half. Yeah, that guy, Alaphilippe, is dominating this thing. Last stage, mountaintop, stage 8, mountaintop finish. He didn't win the stage, but he had a good finish. I think he was 5th on the stage, and others lost time, and Smith is not going to make it with that water. Jorgensen is gone, by the way. Smith did not make it back. I thought he was going to have enough energy, and we're going to hit the climb right now. This is worrying, because he's our guy who's going to help get us over the top, and now he's not. Gel. Moreau should make it, but I'm not sure if Reykjavik or Wykankis are going to make it, and they're the guys I was trying to ride for the stage. 116 in the Peloton, no breakaway. Maybe a lift of pace will set us up on this one, but I would imagine smart money would be on a team eliminating most of the Peloton over the course of this 5-kilometer climb. If they were smart, they'd be doing that. And here come those splits now.
Those left behind goes on rising.
There's 4 guys all split off, and now we got 3 left at the front, group of 34, and we are struggling a little bit. Now we recover our position, and we're nearly to the top, so these 3 guys will make it. Group splits again. Somebody did get smart. 24 over the top, 22 over the top. We did not get water, but it's 14K from the finish. Shoot. They all instantly put their hand up for water at the same time. Group's up to 35 as we head for the finish line. 11K to go. Okay. Heart rate should come down. We'll get a little bit of recovery.
10 kilometers left.
Reykjavik +5, looking like might actually be our best chance today. Moreau I'm definitely going to use as the lead out rider. $6K, but with the uphill, we don't want to use gel just yet.
The finish line is getting close.
Okay.
The riders just
Now
passed
it's
the 5
5K.
kilometers road sign.
Gel for everybody, and then we're looking at Moreau out front. 81 hill. Can't look past that, so. Oh, sorry, wrong order. Moreau, come to the front. .6. This very steep finish is right at the end, apparently. Moreau, you gotta go harder than this. 1.5K.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Rajkovic.
And they're off. It's going to be very fast.
There goes Alaphilippe. He's even going to gain more time in the GC.
This
Dang,
win
he
is
is
well deserved. He displayed
looking
a
very
tremendous
unbeatable.
tenacity.
10-second victory, plus 10-second time bonus over Primoz Roglic, who's here, but mid-30s by now. I don't know. Alaphilippe is older than Roglic, isn't he? Or close? Lutsenko third, Uman, Pogačar, Mernick.
The riders bringing up their
Mernick
rear
won the
have
last
made it
stage.
through sheer
Rajkovic took
willpower.
7th.
This stage was a real strength sapper.
Vakinkis took 13th. We'll get some points, but we're also losing the gap on Alaphilippe, who had a good finish in the last stage. So I think we're back to just looking at stages. It was looking like we might have a shot in the points classification, but Alaphilippe is looking godly at the moment.
Back.
Up to stage 12 now. There was a time trial. There was another mountain stage. Alaphilippe still leads, though it's a much smaller lead than it was. Roglic is very close.
We've got 15
Mernick
kilometers
is
to the
very
finish
close. But he's pulled away from us in the points classification. So unless we literally win today and he doesn't grab points and we make that big of a difference on the gap between us and him, I think we're pretty much out of reach by this point on the points classification. So those who pointed out that the Vuelta points classification often does go to a GC rider
There's a sustained rhythm
with
at the
equal
moment. Some riders
points
definitely won't be able
every
to keep up.
stage, and
The
no,
finish line is getting close. The riders just passed the 10
no split on
kilometers road
points
sign.
like you get at the Tour in recent years, where they started making that move to
Oh, the
make
pace is
the
too
points
hot for certain
classification
riders.
actually approachable for sprinters, and not just have it go automatically to the climber.
The escapees have
7K to go.
surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
Down to 6. So 99s from here. Field is split. 5K to
5
go. A
kilometers
little
to the
bit of a
finish
hill
line.
right now. Smith leading us through that. Doing slight damage behind, but that's going to give us a little advantage towards the finish here, especially with a descent coming. And we're going to start a little early with the descent.
And he
On to
moves on to the
Gazzoli.
attack.
2K
It
to
could be
go.
decisive. There we go. The sprint
Bring
is
it
on.
down
The
inside
riders are setting
1K to
themselves
go.
up.
Oh, Alves Machado. Alves Machado not there for the sprint, but oh gosh. One rider
He
again
really
just
had to
takes
fight
off.
for that one.
Penhout.
A great sprint
Penhout's
finish.
one of those ones who is a very strong one. Similar to us, though. I'm not sure how he had that much pace in him. He's about a 78, 79. Vakinkis, Rajkovic, both on the podium, second and third. It's good points, not quite as good as what it could be. Alaphilippe was 13th.
The race
As
is
we're
run,
definitely
but the
gonna
poor
close
souls
that
bringing
gap
up their
down a
rear
little
continue
bit.
to cross the line. It's a bit of a knock
But we
for the morale.
easily
And
crushed
here
most
are the key
everybody.
moments of the race.
Penhout, I'm not sure how he had that much pace in him. Other than Alves Machado, the tactic worked well. Alves Machado couldn't quite keep up and lost a little ground. I don't know if he lost the wheel and had to recover the wheel, and that's what caused him to go down on energy a bit earlier than the others around him. So we kind of had to skip him in the order, but we had enough. We made it to the end, and we were able to go hard. So, no damage done there. But here's the gap. Mernick 16 down, Roglic 26, and then 2.5 to Hagita, Mateo 3.5. So gap's open pretty quick. Looking at the top 10, not a lot of great contenders, but Gegenhardt just won the Giro this year. It obviously wasn't the Giro's best year either, but, arguably Tom Dumoulin did the same thing when he won it. There's the gap. It's big. It's monumental. It's almost 70 points. Reykjavik is close as well. If we could add their points together, we'd be in good shape. But you can see what's emerging. Punchy and climbing. Climber. There's a sprinter. Climber. So you can really see that we're leading the way in pure sprinters with a little bit of punch to them. Lagging behind otherwise. Team index, 78 points, obviously. No change with these three in the last couple of months, or throughout this month anyway. Down to 17th now. So we're running out of breathing room. But getting a new update on what's left. Sigh of relief on what's left, because the good riders are gone. We're down to Banijek. We're down to Stamati as the only 76s and above, and only a few 75s and above. Hello, Miguel Diesma. Dang, dude. Do I have anything left to... No, I've already signed staff, so I can't. 79 mountain, 73 resistance. 21-year-old new gen who's flying through levels because he was not there. But Tajik was one we looked at and was a 74, still a 74. Diesma has just leveled up to hit that 75 because he was not on this list a short while ago. We looked down to the 74s and what was there for the new gen kind of guys. Diesma has jumped others. He was a 73 or below previously. But anyway, just a handful of riders left that can give a slight boost in terms of the rankings. Who is it that's behind us? Circus Wanty Gobert trying to come up from Continental Pro. Novo Nordisk coming up from Continental. Holy cow, how have they topped us like that? And how is it that we were at 4 stars, picked up a full point, still at 4 stars, and there's that many teams with 4 stars ahead of us? That's scary. 3 5-star teams for next season. That's scary. Astana on the bubble right now. And a bunch of 4-star teams. So it's really, really close. Mitchelton Scott, who've been out of the World Tour for a little while. Bouncing back a bit, but still off where they need to be. Bahrain McLaren and Split, the two teams that look like they're going to get relegated from World Tour, at least at this point. There's one more as well, isn't there? Carglush. They were losing the sponsorship. We knew that, but they are not doing well with their signings. So right now it looks like we are probably secure. I don't expect the rankings to change with what's left out there, but it's so close. All the way down to 31st is all 4-star teams. And we were at the very top of the list, but we're definitely nowhere near the top of the list now. So I'd feel a lot better if one of our guys leveled up between now. It's a good thing we did go after Vermark. I know there was a couple of comments about, wish we could have let Vermark go. And I get it. I'm right there with you. I would have happily moved on from Vermark. Good rider, don't get me wrong, but not worth that kind of money. But similar to our hand being forced with Gazzoli last season to get into World Tour, it's that much harder now. We were 78, 77, 76 for a 77 last season. Or was it 2 77s and a 76? I think it might have been 77, 77, 76. And we did just enough to break into 77. This year, we're comfortably a 78, a full point better than a year ago, and we're still near the bubble. So the Peloton's just getting better and better and better every single season. Remember, we made it 4 years ago with 76 or a 75 average into the World Tour and then got bumped. So it's getting harder and harder and harder to not only be in the World Tour, but to maintain that status. And you have to just grow and grow and grow. And that's hard for us with the finances we have. So right now we're still on the cusp. We're not even moving up into comfortable. I knew we wouldn't hit the halfway mark, but I thought we were going to at least be comfortable. We're not. We're not comfortable. It's close still. It's not as bad as it was, but it's close still. If one of these guys level up, we'll be fine, and we'll maybe see that comfort that we were looking for. But yikes. One last thing. Let me know in the comments below. Discussion that came up over the last couple of episodes suggested that Gazzoli, who I thought I put on a 2-year contract anyway, I really was not looking for a 3-year contract with the guy. He's still showing that he's got 2 more years. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, looking to reduce that to a 1-year contract, meaning next season would be his last, and then that money could go towards Rodriguez and trying to retain Rodriguez going forward. I'm not opposed to that idea. I actually kind of like that idea. And like I said, I could have sworn that Gazzoli was on just a 2-year contract anyway. And I really was quite certain that I signed Gazzoli to a 2-year contract, not a 3-year contract. So not sure what's up with that. He's the lame duck. He is costing us a lot of money. He got us into World Tour, so I understand I had to sign him. But that doesn't mean I need to keep him long term. I might have done it to get the money. I think that might have been what ended up happening, was he wouldn't sign the 2-year deal for the money we were talking about, so we had to push another year to make him happy. He wanted a 3-year deal, not a 2-year deal, and that was what pushed it, because we just squeezed him in, and we just, with his help, got into World Tour. But he's not really a 76. Not at all. His rating is garbage. He's got that acceleration, and that's all. That's it. He has acceleration, nothing else. His sprint is a 75. It's nowhere near what some of these other guys are. And there's nothing wrong with Gazzoli, but compared to Rajkovic, who has a 79, 76, and is still somehow rated below Gazzoli. And Rajkovic was a 72, 73 at the start of the season. Gazzoli was a 76 at the start of the season. Hasn't changed. Vaikenkis, a 73, 81, but also a 79 hill and a 76 stamina and a little of everything. How is that 1 point better than Gazzoli? I mean, there's hands down better across the board in almost every attribute. So the rating system sometimes is a little bit of a head scratcher. Good acceleration and nothing else is enough for a 76, apparently. Well, anyway, let me know if you're opposed to the idea of knocking 1 year off that contract, having it expire next year so we could put that money towards Rodriguez. I've heard the arguments for, and I agree with the arguments for. Also, if you weren't part of that conversation, go ahead, throw that down below so we can have that as well. But I want to see, is there anybody who thinks that we should see that contract out as was signed? Even if I thought it was a 2-year, like I said, I just came up with a way that might have been forced on me as a 3-year contract just to get him signed because we had no other alternative. It's a lot of money. We got a very small budget. I get the concept. I get the idea. It's a little bit of a cheat to do that, though. So I am a fan of playing by the rules. So I'm okay if we don't do it. I'm definitely okay with if I don't do it. So don't feel like you are being talked into accepting something that we don't necessarily need to do. I'm Decathlon Gamer, though. That's going to do it for this episode. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.